Hello, good people. Welcome to a very special episode of The Promise Show, brought to you by Emmanuel Sanisafali, an insurance practitioner that always brings you these shows. And today I want to speak about a certain truth that is with us from the time we were born till all our working life. It is just always hovering around. And what I want to talk about, I want to start with the scripture. I know we are a nation of Christians, Muslims, but from all walks of life, it is something that is part of us. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 from 1 to 4, which talks about that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn and a time to dance, and so forth. It is a very deep scripture that is always said usually during funerals, and that is why that's the topic that I wanted us to dwell deeper. What is the solution that insurers have whenever death strikes? And do you know that there is, I know you have seen many service providers, funeral homes providing this service, and many of us think that it's very expensive. Many of us think that, that's not for me. But why not plan right now? If we show you how much this is going to cost you, and because insurers pull all resources from various people, it helps to pay for those unfortunate few. Because if you have many, and you will see it in the examples I will share, that if you're many as a group, you actually contribute much less compared to when you come in as an individual or a family. And it's also possible. There are also those options. In fact, I'll start with those, and then we shall go into the corporate packages. So, with these few remarks, actually, let me leave you with another remark from a philosopher called Ernest Hemingway, who mentioned that every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguishes one man from another. So, with these few remarks, let's go for a short break and come back for the details after the short break. Welcome back to now the details of the individual package. As an individual, you can actually start up a policy, and it is very quick as long as you have, there are two options. There is that covering 5 million shillings, and then there's another that covers 3 million shillings for the whole year. And what does the insurers talk about? You have to be, of course, the minimum age at entry is 18 years. You have to be an adult, of course, and then up to the age of 69. So up to the age of 70 is when we can cover you. Beyond 70, that can come in for the corporate group. But also we need to know the details of that person. So this is an illustration that shows you that how much you shall charge. This is showing you that you can cover you for 12 months or even 6 months. You can look at paying 60,000 for the whole year. That is for a package of 3 million shillings. Then for that of gold that covers 5 million shillings, we are going to charge you 100,000 for the whole year. And I think that is quite affordable. But if you also want the half yearly, you can pay half of that premium so that you can get a policy immediately given to you within just one day. And you just be renewing on a regular basis. And what is 50,000 if you're going to get 5 million? What is 100,000 for the whole year? These are monies that we see you contribute on a day-to-day basis under mabugo, under harambee, under these ninginas. You collect these monies to help your friends. Yet you can actually also help yourself right now by securing a fund worth, say, 5 million, should anything happen to you. There are things like death by illness, accidents, partial disabilities, all the things are covered. Very importantly, you also have to look at the claim processing. How long does it take? What does it take for us to look for that information? Of course, we just need a national ID, a copy of a national ID or a passport. We need a death certificate whenever anything happens, or a copy of a medical report. And these are things that are easily provided within 24 hours, 48 hours. Yeah? Even under Sharia law, we also believe that this can be availed very quickly because they usually do their things much faster. And the claim is going to be payable actually within 2 working days upon receipt of all the documentations. And then there are those people who delay to submit claims. Submitting claims means you have delayed to inform the insurer of what happened. You know, maybe the person was out of the country, you did not tell us in time. We need to know that at least there is a period of 60 days, that's 2 months before that you shouldn't take more than 2 months before telling us. So such that we can easily fast track issues of funeral, because we know these are very sensitive matters. They always take a very short time, and you need to prepare in advance. K, exclusions. What is not covered under this policy? So first of all, there's a waiting period of 60 days. So we don't expect that you're going to take out this policy today, and after 1 week, someone has passed on, and then you ask for a claim. No, we expect that that person you're insuring or yourself are in relatively good health, such that there's a waiting period of 60 days. Intoxicants, of course, things like self-inflicted injuries, suicide, things are not covered. If you're a person actively involved in war or commotions, riots, we shall not cover you. So these are a number of claims. So this is how the individual package works. Let's go for a short break and now come back and discuss the group package. Welcome back to this last segment of the show. So very quickly, you realize the other side, you could only get cover of up to 5 million, and you are charged 100,000 for the whole year, 50,000 for half year. But here, if you have a group, this is a group that had about 200 members. It's an association that had 200 members. It has their spouses, about 120 of them, and the children about 800. Even parents, they also took care for them. You know, parents at least that are not yet within 70. Actually, we shall see them. For those who are in 70s, we can extend the cover to 85 years. So this shows that this package, this group, say per member under this association had a spouse and at least 4 children. So for this group, you would see that we are going to charge about 24 million. This is over. These are about 1,020 people. Yes, actually 1,120 people are being covered in this under this association. But you can see that premium that was charged is about 24 million. For the first option, that is covering up to 10 million as the main member, 5 million per spouse, 3 million for the children, and parents each 1 million. But if you look at the average, how much each one is being charged under the corporate, we're looking at about 44,000. Compared to the other one, which was lesser, because you're coming as an individual, you have to pay 100,000. So there is always numbers, there is always power in numbers. So the more you are, the less premiums you will be charged. And so it's better you start mobilizing these groups early enough so that we can get a very good package for them. So that really, on top of your groups, the Kwezi cars, the Mabugos, this is also something that will give you a dignified send-off or to your members and to your family members and your loved ones. The other option is the one of 5 million, half of whatever was covered in the first part, which is which will average premium would be about 60,000 per individual. But you can see that we are actually That's about 12 million for the whole year for a group of 1,120 people. So the average premium is much less, So this shows the power of large numbers. And what is the scope of cover? You can see we're covering 24 hours worldwide, and then maximum number of claims per year, of course, is 3 per main member. And maximum age at entry is 70, with cover expiring at the age of 85 for adults. So this one, it goes up to 85 years compared to the individual or family. And then waiting periods, we are saying that there is no waiting period because it's a bigger group. So as long as the members have come in time, we shan't wait for any waiting periods. If it's accidental or anything, we shall have to pay. It's only natural illness. There is a 3-month waiting period. If the person has been sick, really, let us be able to see that there's been some medication, some treatment for at least 3 months. Then children are covered from 3 months to the age of 24, and those between 18 and 24 years are covered subject to confirmation of being full-time education. So usually biological children. So basically, that is it. I would like to end by saying that, life has to end, but love doesn't have. And this was said by Mitch Albon. And this is something to encourage us that, we have to prepare for the worst because it's always around us. But we have to hope for the best. So till next time, I remain Emmanuel Sani Safari. And remember to hit that subscribe button, leave your feedback, and let's take action by taking out these plans because they are there in the spirit of Ubuntu. They are there to help us live a dignified life. Even when you're being sent off, let us be sent off in a dignified manner. Stay tuned till the next episode. Thank you.